Now joining us this morning is Kwame Asare, or being widely known as A+, the Member of Parliament for Gomoa Central. We shall get into a lot of things. First, politics, performance and development, and what the Gomoa Central economic project means for jobs, livelihood and independent representation. Kwame, how are you doing? Good morning. I love that suit on you.
Thank you.
How are you? When I ask you how are you, I mean how are you?
I'm fine.
You're very well?
Yep.
How is Parliament? Is Parliament the way you imagined it?
No.
No?
Yes.
How did you imagine it and how is it looking?
I think that a lot of things are very different in Parliament. Parliament has rules. You have to follow the rules. And it makes it difficult for people to do things their way, which of course you cannot. And so you have to conform to a certain standards of doing things. And it also affects your person, your private life and all of that. You need people like me to be able to go to Hanisaka ANC still, but there are a lot of other things that you cannot do. So it's quite different.
I mean, you say that it's a house of rules, quite strict, very straight jacket.
Yeah.
For somebody like you, if we just look at how you are in the social life, you're notorious for breaking what is called status quo or standard. Is it quite difficult being in Parliament for a person with your kind of character?
Unfortunately, my father is the speaker, and you can break all the rules, but when your father is sitting there, it becomes difficult to break certain rules. And I think that I have a soft spot for the Speaker of Parliament. I believe that he has not been celebrated enough. And I wonder how we are going to be able to explain to Ghanaians the kind of person the Right Honourable Speaker is.
How do you say that?
I want the right adjective to describe the Speaker. The Speaker is an amazing person. Sometimes I sit down and imagine the Right Honourable Speaker out of our public service, out of Parliament. I think that he has a lot to offer. If you look at how he managed the 8th Parliament, when it was 137. Today, you have 87 against versus the majority, and even that is not easy. You saw what happened recently. And so for somebody to be able to put this together and hold it for 4 years, there are so many hung parliaments that around the world that collapsed. And he was able to hold this together. You have to be skillful, you have to be intelligent, you have to be a wise person. You have to have a certain level of wisdom to be able to maneuver through all of it. And when I look at the kind of job that he has done with the Parliament of Ghana, I don't want to be the person to make his job difficult.
It's interesting you say that, because many also of the view that a few mayhem that has happened in Parliament, if he doesn't change it in a bit, he'll be ending his tenure as Speaker of Parliament on quite a chaotic note.
A few. You always have that few. It's normal. You won't always have everybody appreciating what you do, and so it is normal for a few to think in that way. Once you have the majority accepting what you do, supporting what you do, it's fine.
How easy or difficult is it to be a member of Parliament, especially an independent candidate?
I think that it can be quite difficult. However, I'm an independent-minded person. Accra has owners, and I know them.
Okay. So
I go about my duties very easy. Yeah, if I say Accra has owners, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Is there any other English you'd describe it in? You want to break it down?
There are movers and shakers of this Accra that we are inside, and I know all of them.
If the NDC was not the ruling party, would you still choose to do business with them?
No.
You'd rather do business with the ruling party?
All I want to do is to develop my constituency, to bring development. So I will do business with is in power and can develop. My whole constituency doesn't have roads.
Okay.
My entire constituency doesn't have roads.
And
so if there is a government that is pushing the big push agenda, there is a government that is development oriented, I will have to join them because I want some of that development to go to my constituency. And my people are excited about that. Everybody wants a piece of the national cake. And in my constituency, I am the cake. And I am everybody's MP. I'm not NDC MP or MPP MP. I'm everybody's MP. And everybody comes to me. And I think that being with the majority allows me to do some of the things that I want to do to support my people.
Aside that, the values of these two parties, this big two political parties, if the NPP had one power, because of this philosophy of yours that you definitely want development for your constituency, would you still do this?
I don't have permanent friends. I have permanent interest. And the last thing that I want to do with my life is to try to trick people or to lie. If NDC lose power tomorrow and NPP is the majority, I'll caucus with the government. And so they have to do their things well. All I want is to develop Gomoa. Whoever is promising me development, that's the only reason why I'll be with them. I'm not interested in Dan Kwabuzia, Dombo, and Keda, and Rollins Wentons. Those things, I'm not interested. The reason why I won the election is that my people are not interested in any of those. They're interested in who wants to solve our issues now. So if NDC leaves power today, I will still win my seats. I'll be in parliament and I'll do business with who is going to develop Gomoa. And I'm telling the youth of Ghana, the only time you join a queue to vote is when somebody is ready to support or vote for you. I listened to an interview. I was on a show with Samini. And Samini made a statement, a profound statement. He said that, why are you guys attacking me? My hometown is underdeveloped. And I found somebody who said, I'm going to develop your place for you. And I'm supporting the person, following the person that wins so that you go and develop my place for me. And you guys are insulting me. Why? So it's all about who is going to develop Gomoa. That's it.
Has it been difficult so far?
And it has been, I won't say easy, but it has been okay. So far, so good.
I mean, considering the fact that people really vote for for member of parliament, I dare say that they vote for the person because the proximity to the person's ideology is quite closer than the president, maybe. I like to think so. But what did you tell the people of Gomoa Central? How did they buy in your message? And I'm asking this because over the years in Gomoa Central, has there ever been an independent candidate? Correct
Not
me?
In the central region.
Not in the central region. What did you tell them? How did they buy in?
I told them that I know everybody in Accra.
And they believed you?
And they know it's true. They know. I told them that I'm the right person to go out there and get the development that they're looking for. I told them that when I get opportunities, I will not take all of it for myself. I will give it to them. And they know it's true. They know that in 2028, I don't have to campaign. I don't have to panic because they know that I'm the kind of person who is only interested in developing their constituency. And I didn't just go there and start talking about development. And I didn't go there and say, oh, if you vote for me, I will do this. I went there and said to them that, are you looking for development? What are the problems that you have in this village or in this town? We started by doing what we called needs assessment. Okay. So we started from town A, that is where Apostle Kojosafo has his car manufacturing plant. We started from there. And any town that we went to, the question we asked them that, what do you need in this town? And we told them that some of the things that you are asking for, we cannot do. But there are some that we can do now. So my people are very intelligent, very smart people. We won the election because we were developing and promising to do more.
Okay.
Not just going to promise that, oh, when I come, I will do this, or when you vote for me, no.
They had a reference point. What some of the things you were doing? Because it matters who is promising you. For example, if somebody met you and said that I will do this for you, you're likely to want to go back to the things they may have done for somebody before, you definitely need a reference point.
Yes.
Beyond you as a musician, beyond what we know Kwame A+ as, what was their reference point? Is it that they were just tired of the two political parties? Is it that the timing was just right for you?
Some of the things were were basic things. A month to the election, there is the town, my first town, where Apostle Joseph is. My research showed that I was not doing well in that town. And the youth in the town came together and said that we want to vote for you. But you see, this town has been here for over a century. And there's no way you can drive from here to here. And I had two of those issues. If you can build a bridge here for us, the whole town will vote for you. We are just exchanging our vote for development. We don't want rice. We don't want money. We just want this bridge. Anyone that will build this bridge for us will vote for me. My people, they are just too smart. And so I went there together with them. And you know what they did? When I decided to build the bridge, they brought me a budget, cement, steel. But when they got to wood, people went to their houses and brought wawa board, plywood. They came together, all the carpenters, everybody. They came and I brought the material and we built the bridge. Together, and I won.
What's the demographics like over there? Let me into that community, because you've said countlessly, my people, they're smart, they know what they want.
Yep.
What's the age bracket like, the voting bracket like? More youth, older people?
I think that a huge percentage of the voters in my constituency are young people. Yes, and I grew up with them. They like me. They've seen where I was and where I am now. They are excited about it, and they believe that there is more that I can offer. And so they have seen NDC and MPP, they have seen them. They have seen that they come, they promise, and they go. I am with them. I didn't just promise. I solved some of the issues even before the election. I solved a lot of issues, providing water, and these are basic things. Basic things that every MP must be able to do. Very basic. And so I think that we have to change the way we vote in this country. The only reason why you are going to vote is because the vote is going to benefit you in a certain way. Not benefit you as in getting something that you are going to eat now, but benefit you as in something that will benefit the entire community.
Before even nesting the idea of going to Parliament, at what point you have transitioned a lot from A+ and following your story from day one? One would dare say that if we listen to your lyrics when you're a musician, by the way, do you miss music, making music? Not much. Hi,
I saw you watching on your phone. Your people are texting you. They are looking for headlines.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. They trust my ability to have a good conversation with you. Yeah. What point? Because sometimes, as you journey in life, your curiosity, your ambition, your everything changes or it evolves. But if you go back, you realize that it's not entirely different from day one of your life. And I'm asking this because if I listen to your music, you spoke about accountability. You talked about corruption. You talked about development. Today you're here. Is it that when you started off, you knew this, or at some point?
I've said this over and over. And I don't care whether people want to believe it or not. I don't share my ideas with people. Because the last time I was speaking to somebody, I said, if I tell you what I want to do, you take me to asylum down, to the psychiatric hospital. You think that I'm going crazy. But from day one, I knew that I would be here. I've said this I've said this countless times. There are a lot of people who have seen me win the election. I meet MPs who say, I thought you were just going to disturb the person who was there. I didn't know you were serious about winning. I just smile. I know where I'm going. I know where I've come from. From day one, when I came to Accra and I was sleeping in the shop in the Akuma Junction, I knew where I'm going. I have always known what I want to do. I have always known where, and I keep telling people, I have met God. You see, everything that I do, everything I say, whether it makes you happy, whether it makes you angry, I just don't care. I know where I'm going. The one thing I can tell you, I've never been desperate. I'm not desperate. Like, I'm coming on your show, and somebody said they won't allow me on the show. I'll go home, I sleep. I'm driving through traffic. There's too much traffic. I resign to fate. I just don't care.
Where did you meet God?
That is, are you going to call a salam down?
Try it. Try people. You never know. People may be fascinated. People may not even put that call through.
Yeah,
but it may encourage somebody.
I have too many experiences in life, and when I connect the dots, what it tells me is that this is where we are heading. We are headed, and so I know exactly what will happen. During my campaign, I told my team, after the election, I'll go and sleep. After voting, I'll sleep, and then you wake me up and say, you have won. And at dawn, when my campaign manager knocked on the door, and he said that the police and the military are down there, they are waiting for you to go for whatever, at the EC. I said, do you remember that I told you that I'll sleep and you wake me up? And then he started crying. And then when we were going, he said, oh, you are not emotional. I said, I've seen this movie. This movie, people coming from their houses, waving their clothed women all along. I said, I have watched this movie. So it didn't come to me as a surprise. I knew for a fact that I was going to win the election with 7%. I knew. And I was not only dealing because, oh, I know God, I've met God, so God will do it for me. No, I had a research team. I went to university, and as part of the things that I studied in university, I did research methods. So I will not go and say, oh, God gave me this, and I know God. So that's the end. Every day you are in church, you are praying to God. God told me that you are going to win the election. Then I put my research team together. I said, this is what God has said. Let's also work. So I knew for a fact.
I still want to be tried on whether or not we'll call asylum, whether you need asylum. Where are you headed? Where are you going? And if I'm not able to get an answer now, it will introduce me to a new A+, because the A+ that we've known all these years is bold. He will say it and wouldn't care whether we're going to call, whether asylum now is going to be flooded with calls. Where are you headed?
I'm excited that I'm going to introduce you to another A+. I like it like that. I like people. I like to be very unpredictable. I like people to just sit and wake up and think whatever they want to think about me. It makes me happy. I go on social media. I enjoy people talking about me, people insulting me, people praising me. So whatever introduction I'm giving you today is the idea. I'm excited about it, and I'm happy to introduce you to that one.
But it's not about you anymore. You're leading a constituency now.
Yes.
What about that?
Okay,
are they not curious to know your
I think that
ideas?
they trust in everything that I do.
That's a different kind of constituency that you have.
Yes, I think that they trust everything I do. They believe what I say. They understand my journey, and so they won't be surprised.
You campaigned largely, or you talked largely about corruption, accountability. Let's talk about the performance of this government, especially because you lean towards them. You do business with them. It's been some months where 2025 has ended already. We can safely say it's been a year. How would you rate their performance on the fight against corruption? This
is the first time in so many years that we have a government that has not encountered a single corruption issue in so many years. Not in so many years, not one.
It's not early days.
This is go back. From Kufuor's time, where we had Malam Issa, from Professor Mills, from to Akufo-Addo. Go back.
Did it happen in the first 12 months?
I said you go back and do your own research. You get just too many issues. This is the first time. This is what we call resetting. I'm not a fan of any party, and when I say that, I know where I'm going. You can't even stop me. Like, oh, A+, you went on MFS show and you say, so this guy, you can't do anything about it. You understand? So it's not because, oh, I'm a fan of NDC. No, I'm a fan of John Mahama.
Okay.
And I think he's a great guy. And I think that he's a great leader. And he has put his people in check.
At what point did you think that he's a great leader? In this last 12 months or ever since he started his political
After
career?
they did us the juju and we came out of it.
They did what?
John Mahama was building this country. And we were convinced to believe that he was not the right person to be in power, and we voted against him in 2016. When he left power, that was when we realized what he was doing, that he's the first person in the history of this country to build a port after Kwame Nkrumah built Tema Port. That he's the first person in the history of this country to build something like Rage Hospital, to build a Bank of Ghana hospital, to start building a military hospital in Kumasi, to remove traffic from Circle. People take it for granted. Circle was a place that I never wanted to go, to Circle, that roundabout there. Today, we drive on the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, and we even forget that some few years ago, many kids today don't remember that, some don't even know that some few years ago, Circle was a no-go area. Remove traffic from Circle.
When did all of this hit you? When did all of this
After John Mahama left power, we wanted something better. And we believed that Akufo-Addo was going to be better. As we speak now, Akufo-Addo is the worst president that we have ever had in the history of Ghana.
What's your measurement too?
That is me, my measurement. You can do your own measurement. I will respect that. But if you ask me, Akufo-Addo is the worst because we believe that Akufo-Addo, and even Akufo-Addo and his people know that he is the worst. My measurement and their measurement is the same. because you see, if you have somebody that you believe that has gone through the mill and can do the job and the person fails, even if the person and John Mahama did the same, we will say that you have failed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because we believe that this guy, looking at his upbringing, where he has come from, his exposure, whatever, everything he told us during the campaign, if the fundamentals are weak, the Cedi will expose you. So we believe that this guy is going to do better. Under Akufo-Addo, the currency was worse. Our currency was worse. And during the crisis years, 2022, 2023, 2024, it was the worst that the Cedi has experienced in the history of this country.
What would you say to economists who say that because they were honest with the fundamentals, unlike the current government, they're being artificial with the fundamentals?
Okay, so the current government is being, let's accept that the current government is being artificial. And they don't only say the current government is being artificial. What they also say is that the strength of the Cedi and the stability that we are experiencing now is for a brief period. Okay. We are very excited that they have admitted that it is strong, it has been stabilized, but it is for a brief period. Brief periods can yield positive results. Brief periods. Do you know what brief periods can do?
Want it to come and bite you?
I'm saying brief periods can yield positive results. I know a 1-minute man who gave birth to beautiful twins. It was brief, but it yielded positive results.
My mind just went scaling up. How did you know this one?
I know a 1-minute man who gave birth to beautiful twins. So you can have brief periods that will yield positive results. In fact, do you know what this brief period has done for us? I wanted to buy a house for some thousands of dollars under Akufo-Addo. So let's say the dollar was 16 point something at that time. And let's assume that the house was $100,000. How much did you need to buy it? Then the dollar came to 10. How much do you need to buy that same house? That brief period, we like it. We want to enjoy this brief period. This country is just here because we want people to be comfortable.
What do you think prevented the previous government to do this brief period relief?
You know, you are talking about brief period. Why didn't you do it? Because they didn't know how to do it. Because they didn't know how to do it. Look, they just gave up. They just gave up. They just gave up. They didn't know how to do it. They didn't have the people to do it, and they couldn't do it themselves. And those who could help them do it just decided that let's leave them to do it. Let NDC know this on this show today, that they won the election because a lot of MPP people supported them. NDC didn't win the election because they had supporters. It was MPP people who voted for NDC to win. Example, they had polling stations where MPP got 0. Didn't MPP have polling station executives there? Didn't they have a polling station chairman, polling station whatever, and they got 0. So the polling station, MPP polling station there, executives there, voted for NDC, true or false? You got 0 at a polling station that MPP had executives. So MPP, a lot of them came together and voted for NDC. That is how come NDC won. Which means that Ghanaians are not interested in traditions and all this. They are looking for people who can do the job. And MPP couldn't do the job. Now they have to prove that they can do the job. They just couldn't, they didn't have a clue, they didn't have an idea. And then it got to a point where they were only interested in enriching themselves and leave.
Let's go back to corruption before we come back to the economy again and how well it is doing or how well it's not doing. Back to corruption. You're talking about the fact that, I mean, I've seen you campaign, I've seen you, if not campaign particularly, talk vehemently about corruption. You've been measuring this government as well. The talks about the OSP. Two, I see that people confuse it, the office and the person. Which one is of interest to you, the office or the person?
Both.
Both. Mm. The call to remove it, how do you feel about it?
It has to be done through due process. If you want to remove the OSP is not God. The OSP is not untouchable. So if you want to remove the OSP, the process is there. Like when I say that we have to remove term limits from the Constitution, people say, I said the Constitution itself, the people who wrote it, told you that if you want to change the day you vote, this is how to go about it. If you want to change presidential term limit, this is how to go about it. If you want to remove the OSP, this is how to go about it. If you believe that when somebody steals a vote, this is what the law says it should happen to him, why don't you believe that the law also says that if you want to change term limit, this is how to go. If you want to remove OSP, this is how to go. So if you want to remove the OSP, there's nothing wrong with that. You can always test the law. Go and use the due process to remove the OSP.
Would you call for that?
No.
Why not?
I think he's a great guy. I think he's doing a good job.
How would you?
And I think that he has exceeded my expectation.
Really?
Yes.
What was your expectation and how was it exceeded?
That he was going to do some one or two, the normal public service jobs that people do. This is a guy who was appointed by Akufo-Addo, who was going after Ken Ofori-Atta. In this country, which state agency, security agency, could go after Ken Ofori-Atta under Akufo-Addo? Many say it was just a charade. And when John Mahama's Airbus issue came, he investigated and exonerated him. Was it a charade? Was there a charade? Martin Amidu was going after my leader, Mahama Yariga. The OSP, this same Kisei Jabi, was the one who exonerated and said this issue, that we must not follow this issue. Was there a charade?
What do you think is
the problem is that the problem is when it doesn't favor us, we think that they are wrong.
Who are the us?
Look, like Ghanaians in general, look at, let me tell you one thing. I like Black Rasta. I don't care what he has to say about me. I may not agree, but I'll defend to death his right to say it. Black Rasta did a video, and he said a lot of things, A+, this person. Not long ago, he did another video. Oh, A+ is a great guy. So the time that he said what I didn't like, then I had to be angry. Then when he comes and says, oh, A+, he's this, he's a great guy, then is that how we live life?
But is that not human nature? It's not
I accept anything that you want to say, whether it's good or bad. And let me tell you one thing today. I have a bachelor's in public admin. I have a master's in international relations. I have an LLB. I'm doing international law now. Do you know why? People used to come to Facebook and write, what's your level of education? And they'll come and insult me. One day I got up and I said, I have to remove this phrase from my life. Was the insult not good? So when it doesn't favor you, accept it.
What do you think politically is triggering that conversation around whether or not to remove the OSP or to maintain it or to reform? If you look at the mandate in itself, is there a problem with the act in itself? Could it be better? Could it be any less?
It can always be better. And we have to improve it. The speaker said something, he made a very profound statement that we cannot keep funding the OSP when we are not getting the returns that we expect. And it is true. So we have to get the returns that we expect. When we are putting money in something, we expect that this office is supposed to do so. If we are not getting that, we have to start a certain conversation. And I believe that the whole conversation about trying to remove him and all will get the OSP to also sit up and look at the whole structure if he thinks that there's something he can do better. Criticism always helps people to improve. You understand?
Many have said that it should be independent, solely
the
independent.
OSP, as we speak, doesn't have a board. You understand? There are a lot of things that the OSP itself lacks. The office. So if you don't like the administrator, fine. Come up with an argument that will help you change the administrator and bring. But whilst you are bringing a new administrator, is the person coming to work under the same conditions? And there are a lot of people who know that you cannot bypass. It is very difficult to go around Kisi. There are a lot of people who know, and that is our nature. Ghanaians, me, I do it. A lot of people, they don't like to tell the truth. Somebody will call me, honorable, police are chimney, now say, the mamene and casa. We do it. Somebody will watch you and say, hey, MP, and you have been talking, I do it. Me, I don't lie. You
go around.
Oh, if somebody call me, police are chimney, Officer Ampacho, like, what happened? So, okay, I do it. Let's just speak the truth. You understand? It may not be politically correct, but me, I can't come and sit here and lie that, hey, when police arrest you, don't interfere. I beg. Officer Ampacho, we no senka. Wait me, when I will you, my men stop. I won't stop you, but if you can do something about it, we all do it. You cannot do that one with Kisi Jaben, so you won't like him.
I see.
And this is naturally, this is who we are, and this is how we expect things to be. You cannot do it with Dampare. It is very difficult to do it with Dampare. Okay. There are such people in the system, many of them. And those people, they find it difficult to work in Ghana. It is normal. So
you think if you want to be as a special prosecutor?
Me, will I perform well? I just told you that when they catch people, I've been begging you to say you want me to be special. People too will beg me. Oh, how can I be a special prosecutor? Me that I've been begging you.
Let's go back to Gomoa Central. What's new in Gomoa Central? I see that you've started a new project, the Gomoa Central Economic Zone. Tell me about it. First of all, let me show my viewers this first of all, and we'll talk about that. Okay, take a look.
Heart of Ghana's central region, a bold vision is rising, one that blends heritage, innovation, and opportunity. Welcome to the Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone. Spread across 21,000 acres of state-vested land, the GCSEZ is more than a project. It's a transformation, a 24-hour business district, a green industrial hub, an ecotourism destination, a digital frontier. Anchored by 5 pillars: eco-recreational park, organic farming zones, 24-hour business district, eco-industrial hub, and a renewable energy-powered crypto mining hub.
I apologize with that footage. We definitely will bring it when we can, but luckily we have the mastermind here. What did we miss from that video?
A lot.
We're unable to bring all of it. We'll try again, but yeah, what are we missing?
A lot. So we are trying to develop an industrial park in our constituency. Kwame Nkrumah had a vision to industrialize our area. In fact, he did a lot for us, and we think that we have to continue that vision. Unfortunately, we have a president who is an industrialist, who is a visionary president. He came up with the whole 24-hour economy idea. And we believe that our area is a meeting point of Nkrumah's dream and Mahama's vision.
You can see, I've got it back, but I was just showing you on your screen whilst he speaks. Well, I'm bringing it back to you. So
SEZ connects Ghana to a 3.4 trillion market. 70% of its produce will reach African and Caribbean shores, boosting exports by 1.2 billion annually and helping close Ghana. In the heart of Ghana's central region, a bold vision is rising, one that blends heritage, innovation, and opportunity. Welcome to the Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone. Spread across 21,000 acres of state-vested land, the GCSEZ is more than a project. It's a transformation, a 24-hour business district, a green industrial hub, an ecotourism destination, a digital frontier. Anchored by 5 pillars: eco-recreational park, organic farming zones, 24-hour business district, eco-industrial hub, and a renewable energy-powered crypto mining hub. The GCSEZ aligns with the President's Big Push agenda and the 24-hour economy initiative. Here, work doesn't stop at sunset. With extended shifts, round-the-clock operations, and a tech hub for digital currency mining, the zone powers Ghana's 24-hour economy. As a special purpose vehicle for AFCFTA, the GCSEZ connects Ghana to a 3.4 trillion market. 70% of its produce will reach African and Caribbean shores, boosting exports by 1.2 billion annually and helping close Ghana's 1.8 billion trade deficit.
The 21,000 acres of state-vested land.
Well, I told you that our people are special. Both my people in Gomoa and my people in Efutu, where Afenyo Makin is the MP. You know, Afenyo Makin is a progressive person, and he's been my brother forever. And they are very smart. They understand what development means. They are desperate. They are itching to have us do this. And a lot of chiefs have come together to say, look, we have land here. We want to bring it into
What's the cost of doing this?
A lot.
And how many years are you hoping to?
We have a 10-year plan to build something that has never been seen probably on the continent. We want to build the biggest industrial park on the continent. We happen to be on the second busiest trade corridor on the entire African continent, the Lagos-Abidjan Highway. And His Excellency, the President, has supported us. He wants us to build something that will employ not less than 300,000 people in a decade. And so we are working around the clock to ensure.
I hear you say that in 2028 you don't need a campaign, but what if life happens and you don't get to become member of parliament? How do you continue this? Life
can't happen. Life cannot happen. You see, Ghanaians, I want people to understand Ghanaians. We are in a different era. And if you don't understand the mindset of the people, you make a mistake.
I see that you put it in 5 blocks. Are you starting all the 5 at once, or you're going
we are going in phases.
In phases.
Yes.
Which one will be your first phase? Your rollout plan?
Our first phase is to attract companies with cheap energy. And so we are looking at the kind of energy that will attract companies, because if you're producing outside our zone and you are buying energy at 2 cedis per kilowatt, and you come to our zone and you can buy energy at 90 pesos or 1 cedi per kilowatt, if you are doing 10 megawatts a day, which is about 10,000 kilowatts, which is about 20,000 Ghana cedis, it means that if you come to our zone, you are cutting your energy costs in 2. And so that will be an attraction enough to relocate to our zone. Apart from that, land acquisition in our zone will be digital. We are going to introduce something that we call DLAP, which is a digital land application platform, which will make it easy for anybody to acquire land in our zone. And we are also looking at various, apart from solar that we want to build, we are looking at various energy sources to run this whole city. So
beyond investors, how are you funding this?
We have different ways of funding mega projects in the world today has changed. People get ideas when you talk about your ideas, and so I can promise you that We are not looking for a big bank to bring us money. We are not looking for one big investor to bring us $1 billion. But what I can say briefly is that if I have 21,000 acres of land, that is equal to 85 million square meters of land. And if I have 85 million square meters of land sitting on the second busiest trade corridor on the entire African continent, and I can't develop it, I will die very, very sad. And so we are going to develop it.
This is a theme project, which means that we shall be having various conversations about it. I'm wrapping the conversation, but one question people want me to ask. They say you don't talk much in Parliament. Why? Because
there are rules. You can't just start talking.
It's not because you don't speak good English. Have you heard that about yourself?
I don't care.
But when you heard that about yourself, did it shock you?
It makes me happy. Your MP has spoken all the good English in the world, and I'm telling you that 21,000 acres is equal to 85 million square meters, and I can tokenize it and build a whole new city. You can go and speak English. That is your problem. As for me, what I know is that my IQ is on a certain level. Like the way I think, when I look at people, you know, like I come on your show today, I wanted to wear a cap and a shorts. Like, I feel like I'm a different person. Like, I feel like me and you, we don't think the same. It's just that I'm a human being, so I accept you how you are. But I wanted to I'm going for another meeting, and that's why I'm all dressed up like this. I wanted to wear shorts and a cap. You understand? I don't want you to even like me. I don't want you to think that I think the way you think. I want you to see that this guy is a very different person. I have a vision to build a whole new city. And you are talking about speaking English. When Pharaoh Khufu asked his people to build a pyramid, he didn't call English professors. When how do you call him? When they decided to build tunnels under the earth and put trains under the earth in England, they didn't call English professors. When they started to build the Great Walls of China, they didn't call English professors. They called smart people, people who have a certain level of IQ.
I bet you have given answers to people who are quite concerned. Nearly wrapping the conversation, there's this brewing conversation about John Mahama going for a third term. What's your position on this?
It is the law. The law says that if you want to remove term limits from the Constitution, this is how to go about it.
Beyond the law, the thing that backs the law, do you think he should? I
believe that that conversation alone will get John Mahama to do more than he's doing now. If Akufo-Addo knew that he could have a third term, do you think he would have done the things that he did? And let me make this very snappy. If Akufo-Addo had contested in 2024 election with the same performance, we would have gotten about 10% of the vote. There's no way Akufo-Addo would have won. Ghanaians would have voted against him, and we have shown clearly that if Ghanaians don't like you, they don't like you. So term limits won't do anything for anybody. If Ghanaians don't like you, are you telling me that Akufo-Addo would have won if he could contest for a third term? There's nothing he could have done about it.
Would you still go to court to test the law?
We have to test the law. It's the law. Sometimes we can do it as a hobby. We can do it because we want to do it. The law says that if you want to change clauses in the Constitution, this is how to go about it. You can test it. It will go down in history.
And you will?
It is possible.
It is what?
Possible.
All right. Kwame, thank you so much for turning up on us. What has changed about you? Has anything changed at all since you started real hard politics? Any regrets?
A lot has changed. I visit the speaker most of the time. I think that when you are growing up, you have to do things differently, and especially when you are thinking of changing the lives of people. When you are thinking of developing, when you are visionary, you have to do things in a certain way. So a lot of things have changed. In fact, in my early days in Parliament, I made one or two mistakes, and as a normal human being, you have to always acknowledge that, yeah, I did this, it was a mistake. That is what makes you a person.
Will it be about the Attorney General and comments?
Oh, yeah, of course, it's part of it. Not just that, but there are certain things that you live, you learn, you do better. I don't want to regret at 60. I don't want to start changing how I do things when I'm old. At now, you immediately you are elevated to a certain position. You have to conform. You have to do things different. It doesn't take away the fact that I'm a admin, but it's not the same admin as like sorry, Abuakwasia. You understand? Yeah, you can always make a point without getting into your old self.
Come here, Fishapa.
I think I'm better.
That's more on the show. Please stay.